People's faith in the sneaker culture is being restored this week. An investment platform that bought these Yeezys back in 2021 for 1.8 million put them back up for auction, and after a month of bidding, they sold for 180k. We've got some more looks at the CPFM Flea 2's. J Balvin's been talking about doing a whole bunch more Jordans, and it's been revealed just how much Michael Jordan makes per day from his Nike contract. All of these news stories and lots of cool new sneakers coming up in today's episode. So let's start off by recapping some of the big sneaker releases that went down this week. For you guys over there in the US, you had the shock drop of the Air Jordan 8 playoffs. There was something like 78,000 pairs that shock dropped, and these sold out. Some people have been wondering how come the 8s sold out, why are they so hype? But to be honest, a lot of people are just that surprised that they got access to the shoe that they were going to buy no matter what. Nike certainly aren't in the business of dealing with the embarrassment of a shock drop not selling out, and so even if these didn't all get bought out, they were going to say they were sold out anyway. If you did miss out on the shock drop, these are releasing more widely on September the 30th, where I think they're going to be an easy cop, so do not worry. You guys also had exclusive access of the J Balvin 3's that went out. There was something like 9,000 odd pairs that went out on EA. Very cool shoe. Again, don't worry if you missed out. These are set to release more widely on the 23rd, and are definitely, in my opinion at least, one of the better Air Jordan collabs of the year. We also had the Jound Crocs that released and the Shrek Crocs that released. I can't believe we're living in a time where notable releases include all white Crocs and Shrek themed Crocs. What is going on? Here in the UK, we had a re-up on the sneakers app of some of the Nike Sneakers Day shoes, including the Jordan 1 Lows, the Midnight Navy Dunks, and we also had the Drake Nocta Glides that dropped here. Did you guys pick up anything? Let me know. Right, so let's move into some news, and one of the biggest stories this week has been the sale of the Nike Air Yeezy 1 prototype for $180,000. Now, I know you're probably thinking 180k for some Yeezy 1s is crazy money, but let's not forget that these sold at auction in 2021 for $1.8 million, setting a brand new record. The pair was bought by this sneaker investment company called Rares. Last year, this shoe was projected to fetch over $2.5 million at a Christie's auction. That was, of course, until the Kanye meltdown ensued. Christie's pulled the auction, and in the wake of all that, these sneakers have been auctioned again at quite possibly the worst time, when Kanye's reputation has gone through the shredder, the global economy has continued to tank in general, and the sneaker market is in absolute tatters right now, and so this was the worst time to sell these. Now, this fall off can't solely be attributed to Ye's own fall off. We also saw this week a pair of Nike Air Ships, same pair that sold for 1.47 million in 2021, go for a little over $600,000. And so what this is showing is that not only has the sneaker resale market at the bottom end leveled out and corrected itself, but the sneaker market at the top end, where these high-end collectibles that are being sold through these prime auction houses, are also suffering. There has been a lot of talk around tax write-offs and money laundering, but I think whichever way you want to try to spin or interpret this sale in this story, a loss is a loss. What do you guys think of this? You guys might have seen this post that went viral this week of this guy who went thrifting and found some 1985 Air Jordan 1s in the bins and copped them for $4. And some people are wondering whether or not this is real or is this cap? Because we're living in a time where knowledge of sneakers is at an all-time high. And whilst these types of finds would have been very common like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the idea of finding an OG pair of Jordan 1 High Chicagos in 85 in the bins is pretty hard to believe. Plus, the pictures that he shared were a little bit sus. It's kind of hard to believe that in amongst this pile of old beaters and old trash, this pair of 85 Chicagos were just neatly sitting on the top. Plus, the dude decided to gatekeep the location of the store by folding over the receipts, meaning we can't see where it is. Is this the absolute come up of the year, or is this cap? Let me know what you guys think. We saw a video this week of J Balvin being interviewed talking about his collaborations with Air Jordan and intimating strongly that after this J Balvin 3, we could be seeing him work on the Air Jordan 4. Now, there's no doubt about it, J Balvin's collabs have been really popular. His Air Jordan 1, despite being one of the worst Air Jordan 1s of all time, was at one point really popular in reselling. The Air Jordan 2 was a little bit of a flop, but to be honest, the shoe itself is actually quite nice. I think the only problem with it is that it's an Air Jordan 2. And the Air Jordan 3 that he is about to release is one of the best collaborations in some time. And so I personally think that J Balvin's touch on like a 4 and a 5 and a 6 upwards would definitely be a good thing, considering that he brings a lot of really awesome intimate storytelling and obviously has a bit of passion for the brand. So I would definitely be up for seeing some more J Balvin collabs. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to know how much Michael Jordan earns a day from Nike? Well, put your beer or your tea down because it is a lot. It's reported to be something in the region of $700,000 a day. That is absolutely ridiculous. And to think, when Nike signed him, he was more vested in going to Adidas. What an absolute touch it was from his mum to secure him that royalty on every pair of Air Jordans. Although I wonder, to be fair, how much of that daily money he spends on gambling. Okay, so let's talk about some updated images and some new looks and some cool sneakers coming up. I want to start off with this, the Forget-Me-Nots Airships. Forget-Me-Not is a clothing brand, and I don't really know what's going on here. I don't know if this is actually a new collab or if they're taking all of the tech gray airships that bricked, quickly sent them back to the factory for a sole swap, and then are now repurposing them as a collab. If so, that would be good repurposing and good upcycling. I feel like this collab would be better branded the Forget-Me's because these are ultra forgettable. What do you guys think of this collab? So Nike have officially unveiled the first Devin Booker signature sneaker, the Nike Book 1, and the shoes actually have some pretty cool sneaky details that I wasn't hip to until this image was released. So they've got like a woven tongue label, his jersey number, and different Phoenix related area codes are integrated into the barcode on the insole. So you've got these book pages inspired heel pull tabs, 96, book's birth year on the pull tab, and then the heel tab is inspired by book spines. It's a pretty cool shoe. It's got some nice stealthy layers to it. I kind of like it. It's also got some pretty cool technology as well. Cool first signature sneaker. I think these are cool. What do you guys think? Nike officially unveiled the Lebron 21. That's right, we're up to the Lebron 21, and bro is going to be playing in them. Unbelievable longevity. And listen, these look really nice, really clean. He's been sporting the low top now for the past few seasons, but I've got to say they look pretty much all the same, all of these different Nike low top basketball sneakers. It doesn't seem like that long ago there was a time where there were really only a few Nike signature basketball sneakers out there, and they sort of appeared to be unique. I'm talking like Kobe's and KD's and even Kyrie's. Now it just feels like a sea of signatures out there that kind of look very, very similar. So although this is a nice shoe, although they look like they'll be really good to play in, they look like every other Nike low top basketball sneaker at this point. What do you guys think? Unheard Of and Adidas are going to be working together on a rivalry low inspired by Grandma's couch. Retail is going to be 120 bucks. There's no release date on these, but they're pretty cool. There's a couple of colorways. I can't say I'll be looking to cop them, but if you're into your rivalries or if you're into this type of storytelling, they're both pretty cool. We've had some detailed looks at the Nike Kobe 4 Protro. These are coming out right around Christmas time, the 26th. They're going to be retailing for 180 bucks. And if you're into the murdered out colorways, then absolutely fair play. I can understand it, but they just look like school shoes to me. What do you guys think? Cactus Plant Flea Market Nike Air Flea 2 is coming soon. No release date as yet, but this shoe has been doing the rounds and definitely getting a lot of people talking. We saw them first and foremost in an all black colorway, and recently we've seen them on the feet of Kid Cudi, and we've also had these really high quality updated images giving us a really good look at the details of the shoe. Listen, I think these are cool. They're a little bit different. They remind me of like a cycling shoe mixed together with like a trail running shoe or like a Balenciaga Defender. It's definitely an out there design, and I think they really work. I like them. They have these little clips and these little badges that you can attach and affix in different ways, including this oversized swoosh and buttons like the yin and yang. There's also this Insano logo or something like that. So these are kind of customizable, and in my opinion, cast CPFM in a very favorable light in terms of bringing us the most unique and interesting sneaker collabs anyone is doing with Nike at the moment. Are you guys on board with these Flea 2s or not? Feel free to let me know. know. We have finally got some detailed looks of the Fear of God Adidas Forum 86 Low. You remember this shoe debuted back at the fashion show that seems like a long time ago now, and we had a few sparse images, but now we've got some really good looks at these, and I've got to say they look really clean. The materials look nice. I'm just not overly sold by this super thick outsole, although me personally being 5'0", these wouldn't go amiss. But I don't know, do you guys think this whole collab is coming about a little bit too late given it was announced so long ago? And can these really fill the void that Yeezy has left with Adidas? I'm not so sure. I wonder if because we've been waiting so long for these sneakers now and the market has kind of changed and moved on. I'm not sure. I do think the sneaker's clean though. What do you guys think? Chris Paul's Air Jordan 1 Low OG Give Them Flowers are releasing next October. Date TBA for $150. And we have some really nice in-hand detailed images here. And initially I was a little bit critical of these because they seemed a little bit bland and a little bit boring, but these are one of those types of sneakers that when you really drill into the details and appreciate some of the subtleties, you discover they really are a fire pair. And the pictures that we have here are courtesy of my man AD Sneaks, or Andy Dutton the bro. And yeah, you can see from these close-up images that the embroidery almost looks a little bit like etching or carving in the uppers, featuring these floral patterns, is really nice. The materials look awesome with the suede on the swoosh and the tongue. Aged midsole is obligatory at this point. And they have some really nice subtle details with the floral print on the insole, and then the floral print visible through the semi-translucent outsole. Definitely a nice looking sneaker. I've got a feeling these are going to be quite limited, but definitely a cop for me. I'll definitely admit I've changed my mind on these. These are nice. Some nice looks at one of next month's must-cop sneakers for me anyway, the Air Jordan 12 Cherry. I can remember watching MJ play during the 96-97 season wearing the cherries, and I always remember it being one of my favorite OG 12 colorways. These are set to release on the 28th of next month. These are going to be a must cop for me. The quality looks good, the shape looks good, everything looks on point. So these are on my hit list next month for sure. What about you guys? Last up, we've had some first looks at the Air Jordan 6 Gore-Tex Brown Kelp. This is set to come out the 29th of November, but price point $250 is a little bit of a sticky one still, my brev. Despite it being perfect for winter and stuff like that, I don't think these are worth the $250. Plus there are already a number of other pretty cool brown Jordan 6s out there, including the Travis Scotts, which I think at this point you could probably find on the resale for less than $250. Still a nice shoe, but definitely one I would probably buy on sale and then wait to break out the following winter, you get me? And that is it for this week's sneaker wrap. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch the video. Be sure to drop it a like before you bounce, and if you want to keep up with me in real time, go and drop me a follow on IG. I'll see you guys on the next one, yeah? Take care for now, and peace.